Welcome to the introduction to parabolas. The parabola formula is y is equal to x squared. That is the basic parabola formula, and it has the following shape. It looks almost like a smiley face, as you can see on this graph here. But let's say it was y is equal to negative x squared. In that case, what happens is that it reflects across the x-axis, and then what we end up with is this downwards reflected version of the upper graph. So why exactly does this function have this shape? Well, let's think about it. The function takes whatever input you put in and it multiplies it by itself. So if we were to put in 1, we would get 1. And if we were to put in 2, we would get 4. And we were to put in 3, we would get 9. And what we see between these outputs is that the difference between them gets greater and greater. The difference between these is 3 and the difference between these is 5. Let's add 4 just to further prove the point, and we see that the difference between these is 7. So that's why we see that it doesn't increase at a steady rate as a straight line graph would, but rather it increases at an increasing rate, unlike a straight line graph. And you may ask yourself, okay, that part makes sense, the part on the positive x-axis, but what about the negative x-axis? Well, if you look at the inputs on the negative x-axis, it will be -1, -2, -3, and -4. And -1 multiplied by -1 is equal to 1, because a negative multiplied by a negative produces a positive. And that is the case for these ones as well. Hence, we have this shape, which is perfectly symmetrical across the middle of the parabola.